Joana Harper.
Superintendent and board members, my name is Lilian Fox. I live at 7680 East Broadway, Tucson, Arizona. I've complained the last several board meetings, and I think there's some things that you can do to avoid the problems we had at Troya for the last couple of years. One of the things I think you should ask, it's almost August, you should ask when school starts for a list of every single school is starting off the school year with a long-term sub. You also, in addition to long-term subs, teachers can be intimidated. High school, middle school teachers into teaching 6/5. You should also ask for the list of teachers for every school that's teaching an overload. And if we're starting off in any school with subs, then I think that should be considered an emergency situation. We have mentors who are taken out of the classroom to mentor new students full-time. If it's necessary to have a long-term sub, those mentors ought to be working with the long-term subs. The district should also require that principals not hire long-term subs who aren't qualified to teach the subject they're teaching. If there's any way, for example, if you need a long-term sub for science, a lot of effort should be made to get somebody who has some sort of background in science. You shouldn't have art and English teachers trying to teach kids science. I think if you do that, you'll be able to identify problem schools right away and get district resources focused, because the district has the resources not to have kids have to have long-term subs. Other thing you should do, one of the signs that there's a problem in a school is you start having teachers and other employees flee the school. And so at this time of year, you should also be asking for a list of the schools and how many teachers and employees have left that school. We had, under a prior principal, I believe we lost 40 employees and teachers the first year they were there. We lost 20 the next year. We have a faculty that's something over 100. That's a huge number of people to flee a school. A school is a community of people who work together. If after you've been there a couple of years, you know the guy who cleans your room at night, you know the lady who takes your messages and does all, there are a lot, we work together in a school, so it's a community, and teachers don't leave a school for no good reason. So if you see an increase in people, not just teachers, any people leaving the school, there's a problem, and you need to check it out and see what's going on. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Next speaker after Joana is Guadalupe Barrios.
Thank you. Board members, Dr. Petticone. My name's Joana Harper. I live at 2635 North Summit Drive. Because of the mess that this board has created, the only way that you can unban these books is within the desegregation case. HB 2281 has so poisoned TUSD's educational environment that unless you have the protection of the federal court, what you are trying to do, Dr. Stegman, would be in violation of this poisonous law. The newspaper quotes you as saying, if the education department came back and said, we think those books have to be banned forever, I don't think that's the intent of the statute, and I'd have to debate that. Dr. Stegman, get ready to debate. Because Superintendent Huppenthal has said that the MAS materials have to be banned forever. In the conclusions of law, in the administrative law judge decision, which Huppenthal adopted in full, he said, I quote, given the viewpoints expressed in certain excerpts of materials used in MAS classes, there is no way to use the materials without being in violation of the law. I'm sure your lawyers have advised you of this. What Huppenthal said is that ideas are illegal. He did not say that the ideas are only illegal when presented to students in Mexican American Studies classes, but perfectly fine to be presented to all other students. That would be racial discrimination. Huppenthal may not be the sharpest tool in the shed, but he's not that stupid. On January 10th, Mr. Cuevas and Dr. Sugiyama, you said that you had to vote down the MS classes because you had to follow the law. If your interest is really in following the law, then you can't vote for this resolution. The way out of this mess was available to you in January, and it's still available. The DSEG case. Federal law gives Judge Burry the authority to reinstate the MAS classes, and it doesn't matter what Huppenthal or Horn or the state law says. Do you get this? In the context of the DSEG case, HB 2281 is dead. Judge Bury has ordered you to negotiate with the other parties to reach an agreement on the new DSEG plan. You have this power. It's not up to Special Master Hawley. All you have to do is agree to bring back the MAS program. It will be protected by federal law, and you will be following the law. But if you try to obstruct the reinstatement of the MAS program, you would better be careful, because you will have to explain your position without any cover from Huppenthal or that racist piece of garbage that is 2281.
Thank you.